Hi, in this lecture I would like to share with you results of some analyses that were made by some companies that have analyzed most popular websites in the world. And here you see article dated as of 3rd September 2018, and here you see that more than 50% of all websites in the world use actually HTTPS protocol. No worries, later on in the course I'll explain you difference between HTTP and HTTPS, but for now you should know that HTTPS is secure version of HTTP, and all data that is sent from the website that is served over HTTPS is secure. It means encrypted. So, in this research I would like to show you this diagram that shows you constant growth of percentage of the websites that redirect from HTTP to HTTPS. And you see constant growth from 2016 till July 2018. It is actually not the most recent information, but it shows the trend. And as of July 2018, you see that more than 40%, I assume around 50% of all websites were using HTTPS. Let's now examine other research that was made by Qualys SSL Labs, and it is more recent, and this research was made only among most popular sites in the world that have already SSL and TLS encryption enabled. And here in this security summary section, you can see that only 15% of all surveyed websites have adequate level of security. It is grade A+. This means that enabling SSL and TLS is not a guarantee that your site is fully secured. For instance, you see that 33% of researched websites have inadequate level of security. And it means that something may be wrong with TLS and SSL configuration on the website. Okay, here on this diagram you see also SSL grade distribution, and there are different grades A, B, C, D and F, and around 7% of all websites have grade F. It is the lowest possible grade, and most websites have grade A or A+. And in this survey you see data about 150,000 websites that have SSL enabled, and this list is actually Alexa's list of most popular sites in the world. Here down below you can see other analysis. For example, some certificates chains are incomplete. We will talk about chains later on. Down below you can see key strengths distribution, and you see that 90% of websites generate keys that have lengths 2048 bits. Down below you can also see other diagrams, and at the moment I will not dive deeper. I just wanted to show you general picture. Conclusion here is following. Even if website has SSL and TLS encryption enabled, it is not a guarantee that it is fully secured. Only 66% of such websites have adequate level of security, others may have some issues with security. Let's look at another analysis, and this article is dated as of February 17, 2016, but it is still relevant. And in this article you can read about results of HTTPS settings analysis of 10,000 most popular domains. And this analysis was performed by Ahrefs, the most popular resource for SEO, search engine optimization, and using this service you can analyze any website, its rankings, and so on. But here in this article they talk about HTTPS. And here you see some key findings. And here you see, for example, that around 60% of websites that were tested in 2016 didn't have SSL encryption. Now, as you have seen from other researchers, this number is around 40%, because around 60% of all websites now actually use HTTPS. Also, some websites may have both HTTP version and HTTPS version. And if there is HTTPS version available, it is very important to set up correct redirect from HTTP to HTTPS. And that is usually done using special code, HTTP code 301. It is permanent redirect. But some websites incorrectly use temporal redirect with code 302. And here you see that even Google uses sometimes code 302, that is temporal redirect, instead of 301, permanent redirect. Okay, let's scroll down, and here on those diagrams you see that over 90% of top 10,000 domains have a suboptimal HTTPS implementation. What does it mean? It means that those websites may use obsolete encryption algorithms or support old versions of TLS or SSL. Also here on this diagram you see that HTTPS was not working correctly on over 65% of top 10,000 domains. It means that even if HTTPS is supported by a website, it is not a guarantee that this setup is fully correct and fully secure. Okay, let's scroll down, and here you see that 23% of websites didn't use canonical HTTPS version. Canonical is a special meta tag on the HTML page that tells web browsers that canonical version of the HTML page must be served over HTTPS. Also here you see that 1 of 4 domains were using temporal redirects instead of permanent redirects. Okay, let's scroll down, and here you can take your time and read this article on your own. And also here I wanted to show you important diagram that shows us distribution of the websites over positions in the Google search and dependency of the position in the search results on HTTPS protocol. And here you see that more than 25% of all websites that are shown at the first position in the search results are served over HTTPS. And that means that Google also gives more credits to websites that serve content over HTTPS, in opposite to websites that serve content over HTTP. Okay, and here down below you can read some recommendations on how websites should be set up to satisfy all recommendations regarding HTTPS protocol usage. Okay, that was just a short overview of different researchers, and conclusion is following. Each year, more and more websites are migrated from HTTP to HTTPS, and most websites, most popular websites, are served only over HTTPS, and all requests to HTTP protocol are automatically redirected to HTTPS, and that is made using special HTTP response code 301, permanent redirect. Okay, let's now look at some most popular websites in the world, and let's examine whether they use HTTPS or not. Let's first look at google.com. And here you see that google.com uses HTTPS protocol, and this small lock icon is indicator of that. You can click on this icon and you'll see information that connection is secure. And that means that all information that is sent or received from this website, for example passwords or credit card numbers or something else, is always private and cannot be intercepted by someone else. You can click here on Learn More and read some additional information on this indicator that tells us that connection is secure. There are also other options such as info or not secure and not secure or dangerous. And in the next lecture when I'll show you difference between HTTP and HTTPS protocol, you'll see this information sign. For now, let's get back to this web page and let's click again on this log icon and let's click on certificate. Here you see in parentheses that this certificate is valid, and there are several criteria that are used to determine whether certificate is valid or not. For example, each certificate has valid time, and if current time is out of the range of the validity period of the certificate, you'll see here a warning that certificate is invalid. Let's click on certificate here, and in the pop-up window you'll see information about certificate that is used by current website. And here, for example, you see that this certificate was issued by Global Sign Certificate Authority. There is also intermediate authority called Google Internet Authority J3, and this intermediate certificate authority has actually issued certificate for this website. Here you see that this certificate is wildcard. That means that it can be used for google.com and for all its subdomains. No worries, now I will give you just short overview of certificate structure, and later on throughout the course I'll explain all parts of certificate in details. Here you also see expiration date of this certificate, and till this date new certificate will be issued and this certificate will be actually deleted. I am recording this course in March 2019, and that means that there is some time till this expiration date. Also, if you want to look at details of this certificate, you can click here on details, and here you'll see such sections as subject name, issuer name, then public key info, extensions, and so on. Also, if I will scroll down, at the very end of certificate you'll see fingerprints SHA-256 and SHA-1. Those fingerprints are called hashes of certificate, and they are used to verify integrity of certificate. And you are able to take certificate, create a hash using same algorithm, for example SHA-1, and compare two hashes. No worries, we will talk about hashing algorithms later on in the course. For now, please keep in mind that every certificate has fingerprints, and they are used for integrity check of certificate. Okay, let's close this window and let's navigate, for example, to Instagram.com and check whether this website uses HTTPS. And yes, it does. You also see here this log icon. Let's click on it. Again, you see here message connection is secure and certificate is valid. Let's click again Add certificate, and here you see certificate chain for this website and certification authority that has issued this certificate is called DigiCert High Assurance Root CA. There is also intermediate CA, here it is, and this intermediate CA has issued certificate for this domain. And here you see difference between certificates for Instagram.com and Google.com, and difference is here. And that means that this certificate may be used only for website Instagram.com with 3W prefix. And here we see that. If you try to access version without 3Ws like that, let's press enter, you will be automatically redirected to the version with 3Ws. Okay, let's look at the details of this certificate. Click on details here, and here, same as in previous certificate at google.com, you see subject name, you see issuer name, you see public key info, and so on. Also, same as for previous certificate, at the very end you'll see fingerprints that are used for integrity check of certificate itself. Okay, That's all for this lecture, and in the next one we will talk about difference between HTTP and HTTPS protocols. So see you in a moment. Bye bye.